Never gonna fall, AC Milan. We give it all. Through the highs and the lows, we stay true. Red and black forever is what we do.
Yeah, from San Siro lights to the streets worldwide, we wear that red and black with Milan pride. No matter who's in charge, no matter who's coach, it's deeper than a game, it's a way to approach. You can change the name, you can switch the scene, but we still rep Milan, living that dream. Redbird came through, shook up the team. Maldini got cut, man, it felt like a scheme. But legends don't die, now they live in our heart, just like the love we got for the squad from the start. Ownerships rotate, but we never let go. AC Milan's in our blood, that's all we know.
No matter who's in charge, no matter who they bring, AC Milan's the song we'll always sing. They can break our hearts, they can tear us apart, but we'll always love Milan, that's who we are. Yeah, we'll always love Milan, that's who we are.
Yeah, Maldini was family that hit us hard. Like losing a king, man, they pulled his card. But you can't kill the spirit, the love we got for the team we ride for through every shot. It's not about who owns, it's not about who signs, it's about the badge, the legacy through the lines. From Gattuso's grit to Sheva's flair, every era we're loyal, everywhere. Whether we win or lose, we hold it down. Milan's our life, the kings of the crown. So fire who you want, change what you please, but the Rossoneri love is the air we breathe.
No matter who's in charge, no matter who they bring, AC Milan's the song we'll always sing. They can break our hearts, they can tear us apart, but we'll always love Milan, that's who we are. Yeah, we'll always love Milan, that's who we are. It broke our hearts right when Maldini was gone, but we stand tall cause Milan marches on. Red and black forever, it's more than just a game. We'll keep on fighting, repping that name.
Through the ups and downs, we remain loyal. Milan's in our blood, running through the soil. Ownership don't matter, coaches come and go. Milan's our heart, always in the flow. So let them fire legends, let them make the call. We still stand tall, repping Milan through it all.
No matter who's in charge, no matter who they bring, AC Milan's the song we'll always sing. They can break our hearts, they can tear us apart, but we'll always love Milan, that's who we are. Yeah, we'll always love Milan, that's who we are.
What's going on, Milan Nation? I mean, to cut off the music here. Hold on. Thought this track was over, but it's not. There we go. Sorry about that. Milan Nation, what's happening? Your host, Nicko, with the post-game show, aka post-game rant. I see Aiden's in the house. Aiden, always good to see you. It's been a minute. See that we're on. You're still on about the supposedly this claim of corruption in the league. I'll touch on that real quick, Aiden, just for you. Listen, at this podcast, my background as an analyst in cybersecurity, I only deal in evidence, clear evidence, conclusive shit. I don't deal with conspiracies. I don't deal with tinfoil hat shit. If you could bring me some hard evidence, Aiden, or Semper Milan, who've reported this as well, then we could talk. But sit there and say there's some kind of conspiracy against us. Yeah, it's shady. Yes. I'll give you that. But to come out and say it's corruption and all this, we'll see. But that's far-fetched. But Aiden, thanks for always chiming in with your clever comments and being supportive of the channel. All right. That being said, I'm not going to deal with that too much. But let's get into the game. Obviously, we lost 2-0. Well, hold on there. God damn it. First of all, let's change the goddamn colors. We're not enter here. We're a goddamn Milan channel. There we go. Much better. All right. Like I've said before, I need somebody to run this board. All right, let's get back dive into this game. All right, before I get into my rant about Fonseca and Redbird. All right, so obviously we lost 2-0. So going into this game, during the pregame, I should say, I did mention that it was going to be a tall task for Fonseca and the team. We were missing key players, obviously, to break Napoli's low block. Their 5-4-1 low block. That's been fucking solid. It's not easy to play that kind of terror ball for 90 minutes at all. It takes dedication, takes focus. You need to be compact, always continue to support each other in the back lines. Picking up players in the box, all that for 90 plus minutes. And to the credit, they did that. We had a couple opportunities. We're not clinical enough. We should have been. We had a couple of chances. One was an offsides, but we'll get to that in a second. But let's get into the stats before we get into the tactical stuff, the analysis of the game itself. So 2-0. So Lukaku scored in the 5th minute. So that goal, that was a quick goal. So obviously we had Pavlic out back there and Chow, two very inexperienced center backs. This is why I kept saying we need an experienced center back. We should have picked up an experienced center back within the offseason. We didn't. We could have picked up Hummels, even though he doesn't fit the system of Fonseca. You need to adjust to your players sometimes. All right, what you have, and he would have been a good addition. Somebody like him with his experience, because on that play, two things happened. One, our midfield that I said was going to be a problem because they haven't been consistent enough with pressuring the ball. They got the ball into Anguissa with zero pressure at all. Musa was out of position again. Something he's known to do, being out of position because he relies on the speed way too much. He doesn't have that defensive IQ yet to be positionally aware of where he's on the pitch. He got caught off position. Anguissa receives the ball with zero pressure, zero. All right, he turned around, quick turnaround. Pavlic was playing Lukaku onside, even though Chow was pushing up. Chow was doing the right thing in that play. But Pavlic, because he's an inexperienced player, all right, doesn't have that instinct yet, doesn't have that part of his game locked in yet. Doesn't have that IQ yet of reading where your opponent's going to be. And that's why they tell you to scan your back shoulders, see where the opponent is, bait him. And that's what experienced center backs can do. All right, you see how Barcelona, how many times they caught Madrid offsides playing that because they were extremely well tactically coached by Flick. All right, and the ball went. Lukaku went, unopposed, easy goal to open up the scoreline. All right, we had and after that, our counter press was okay. We were putting pressure in the midfield a little bit, got the ball back high up the pitch, but we couldn't convert any of our chances. But more of that in a second. So total shots, we had 13, they had 9. These stats don't mean jack shit if you don't win the game. All right, I know some fans out there saying we dominated the game. I don't care if you dominate the game stats. I'm not a stat nerd. I can care less about stats, especially when you lose. When you win, it makes a difference. But this tells you only a small part of the story of the game. All right, because stats, if you look stat-wise, we looked like we should have won 5-0. All right, shots on target, 5-4. Big chances, 1-1. Big chances missed, 1-0. Accurate passes, 89-86. Us, fouls committed, we come out of 14. They committed 6. Most of the fouls committed were just pressuring the ball, trying to be aggressive, trying to get the ball back, counter pressing. Nothing really dumb, no stupid fouls today. There were tactical fouls. Chow, to his credit, didn't make any silly fouls today. Didn't have a great game, but he didn't make any costly errors. Pavlich made one costly error on that Lukaku goal. Corners, we had 5. They had 1. We should have converted out of one of those 5. We didn't. Shots, block shots, we had 2. They had 1. Hit the woodwork 0-0. Shots in the box 9-7. I mean, stat-wise, fellas, Milan Nation, especially offensively, we own this game. I mean, even accurate balls, we were better on them, 72-59. Touches in the opposing box, 30-15. So let's get into defensive stats. We won 68% of our tackles. They won 68. So that was a break even. They had more interceptions, 10-6. They had more blocks, 2-0. Played that low block, right? That's what they do, especially with Lobaka being out. They can't really dominate the midfield as they like, so they play low block. Clearance is 31-9. Keeper saves 5-2. Duels, they won 51%. 51 duels, we won 49. Ground duels, 51% Milan, 49 Napoli. Aerial duels, they won 60%, we won 40. That's a big mark right there. So yeah, let's get into looking at our players. So recoveries, Fofana, 6 recoveries. Jordan had 4. Oliveira had, Chow had 6 recoveries. Pavlich had 3. Politano had 6. So our team, recovery-wise, we did all right. Because we were, like I said, once that first goal we scored, our counter press was good. We just couldn't convert. Let's look at duels. Loftus-Cheek's won 50% of his. He won 67, but Loftus-Cheek was out of position. He didn't have a great game. Let's look for Fofana won all of his challenges. He actually did a good job on Kvaratskhelia once or twice, being aggressive, getting the ball back, possessing Kvaratskhelia, even though Kvaratskhelia did score that second goal. We'll get to that in a second. Royale, he didn't have a great game. He didn't get burned either. Even on that goal from Kvaratskhelia in the 43rd minute, right before halftime. Listen, he took the good. If you look at that play, I know we want to shit on Royale, but on that play, he did force Kvaratskhelia to the middle of the field where he had support. That's what you're supposed to do. When you have support in the middle of the field, you know you do. You have your players there to shield you, to actually support you. All right, you force your opponent to where you want to go. He forced him. He took away the outside line, so he couldn't get that cross in or drive past him. He forced him in the middle. Fofana picked him up. Fofana was a step late. Yeah, he could have done a better job, but it wasn't like he was uncontested. He didn't have a high quality shot. But to Kvaratskhelia credit, being he's a really good player. He's one of the best left wings in the game. He got the shot off. That's what great players do. And he bent it past Mike on the far post. Mike couldn't do anything. It was a perfect goal. All right, so I don't want to hear, well, Royale messed up. He didn't pick him up, and Fofana didn't do anything. That second goal was a great goal. All right. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that they got lucky on those goals. They didn't get lucky. Those 2 goals were quality goals, quality plays. They took advantage of our defensive lapses on that first one. And the second one, you just got to credit the opponent for putting it past our keeper and bending it past, curling it past the defender. It happens. That's what these players are taught to do at this level. All right. So enough stats. Let's see who's in the chat real quick. So we got 9 people. So we got a good crowd so far. All right. So we got Labs in the house. We got Alex Interista. What's up? All right. So we got to let me catch up here, guys. So looks like Aiden, he cooled down a bit. He piped down. Thanks, Aiden, again for your comments. For the tinfoil conspiracy theories. All right, so let me get to these questions real quick. I got a little bit of feedback here. All right, Nicko, do you think Charles? Let me get to Shane's question. So Shane's in the house too. Shane, Lab, Kim. Looks like Carmelo's here as well. Yeah, Carmelo. All right, good seeing everybody. I know Roy's got his live going on as well. So everybody who decided to tune into this, appreciate it. And please, once you're done here, let's support Roy's channel as well, our TV. All right. Let's get to Shane's question. Nicko, do you think Chow and Pablo are two similar players together? Yes. Both are big physical players. They tend to rely on their height and their power, right? Even though Lukaku sat down Pavlich on that first goal pretty well. Pavlich overall didn't have a terrible game except for that lapse in that first half when he wasn't playing that offsides trap. All right, and obviously Musa not pressuring Anguissa. But they're both similar players. They do make mistakes. Luckily, in this game, they didn't make too many crazy mistakes to cost the game. This game wasn't on them at all. Except not really. The Pavlich goal, that Pavlich mistake, like I said, yeah, it is what it is. He's an inexperienced player. It happens. He needs an experienced center back paired up with them. All right, even though Gabi is fairly young, being that he grew up in the Italian system of defending. That makes a difference. He knows how to defend. He's defense first, Gabbia. Something like Gabbia paired up might have made the difference in that first goal. Might have instructed, his partner to play that offside trap. But it didn't happen. John, Lab Gorilla, I've got a conspiracy theory. Rumor has it RLC's a football player. Yeah, he got everybody fooled in that one. Kim, changes need to happen. Quick, smart. We can't continue like this. Absolution block. I'm going to get into my rant in a bit, Kim, in a second here. Lab, rumor also has Musa as a Pulisic replacement. That's fucking horrible. So Liberali, the most gifted player that we have in our system, technically on the ball, is not getting a sniff. So for all you fellow other fans out there that think that we're developing our youth players, rethink that for a second. Right? That's not happening. Kamara, did Kamara even play today? He was warming up, right? Did he even go into today's game? Dude, I don't even think he did. Substitutions. Yeah, Kamara was playing the 87th minute. Yeah, that's great for developing a player. Yeah, give him, that's what you do when you're playing high school basketball or football. You put the players on the third string to play, fucking garbage minutes. And that's garbage minutes, 87, put him in the 87th minute. Yeah, Leao was 60, he came in the 62nd, and Pulisic. And Musa was played as a right back because Royale was taken out of the game, wasn't he? Yeah, Royale was taken out of the game. And Musa played there. Musa did okay in that right back. He didn't make any crazy mistakes. So good on him. He was actually positioned much better in that right back position. Was he phenomenal? No, but he didn't do anything to cause us to give up any other goals or any costly fouls outside the box. Kim, Musa belongs to MLS. I don't know if we think he belongs to MLS. The kid's got skill. The problem is with him, he doesn't have the tactical part in his game yet. Could the right coach bring it out of him? Yeah. Could the right mentor bring it out of him? Yeah. He doesn't have none of those. That's the main problem. He should be loaned out. Loan him out to a mid-table Serie A team to continue playing Serie A to get his tactics up. With a coach who's Italian, knows the Italian game really well, and can teach the kid. I've heard that the vicious evil rumors that Jared Cardinal loves to weigh Ibra's balls. Yeah. And everybody's here. Yeah, lab. I see what's going on. Let's give a shout out to our Interista friend, Alex, who's been on the show before. Emerson with Carva. Yo, Alex. Emerson didn't have a great game, but he wasn't embarrassed as much as I thought he was because he was double teamed, KK, today. I know a couple of times Musa helped him out. There was a couple of times Chucky came down and double teamed him as well, which you have to on a player like that because if they didn't double team him, he would have eaten him up. So, like I said, Royal obviously is not the answer, but he didn't get destroyed today like I thought he would be. Let's give a shout out to Shane, Sugar Shane. We're going to be a new manager come November, and it'll change nothing. Exactly, because he's not going to get the support of the management because they could care less. All right, now I'll take one more comment. Let's see anything else that stands out. Yeah, you have to. Definitely, man. That's why. If you're getting double teamed, you need to overload that side. Something I don't think they did too much today. Napoli, they didn't overload that side and take advantage of Emerson. And Tedeschiano, to his credit, too, he was going against Politano, didn't make any crazy mistakes that I noticed. Was he great? Did he do anything phenomenal? No, but yeah. It's kind of crazy. It's getting bananas in the chat. All right, boys, keep it up. So I'm going to get into the rest of the show, right? Because I got off track here a bit. So we got into the stats. Obviously, I'll get into the rant in a second, into Redbird and Fonseca. Key matchups. Morata against Buongiorno and them, those other center backs. He had a goal called off, a really nice cross from Chucky. But Morata, was offside, so they took it back. So overall, he didn't have a great game. He was good on the press, good on counter pressuring, trying to get the ball back, all that things that we talked about before. Your frontline players need to initiate that, which he did, to his credit. But overall, he didn't have a great game. So advantage to Napoli there. KK on the right side. He did score a goal, so you got to give it to KK. The midfields, I would say, was a draw. Surprisingly, we didn't get dominated like I thought we would in the midfields. I think missing Lobatka is a big reason for that as well. Especially winning balls back. It was kind of a square off. Obviously Musa didn't make that mistake that we talked about on Ngiza. But the midfield wasn't great. Was it a game changer in midfield? No. Does it need to be addressed? Hell yes. Okafor didn't do anything spectacular. He shanked one. He pulled a Leao with that shot on goal. Sent it to the corner flag. I don't understand that. How professional players can do that. But yeah, like I said, I'm not a professional player. I don't pretend to be. But yeah, it's upsetting to see Okafor that he can't produce better shots on goal when he's taking a man on. All right, a moment of brilliance for him to see him, push Leao a little bit. But he's not doing that yet. Even when Leao came on, did he do it? He beat his man a couple of times where he should with his speed, the ball skills that he have. He should be beating his man every single time, most of the time. But his finishing product still is garbage. You're wearing a number 10. You're one of the highest players on the team, and this is what you're producing. So advantage to Napoli on that key matchup. And Lukaku, he took, he scored that goal. That's advantage to Napoli as well. So those key battles that we talked about earlier today, Napoli won most of them. That's the reason why they won the game. And the fact that we couldn't finish one goddamn shot. Our finishing product, the final third, was absolutely horrendous today. And that just falls on the players, but on the coach too, who's way out of his depth because he didn't prepare his team right. And this lineup was garbage. You needed these 3 points today. And let me just get into our next segment, Redbird and Fonseca. And hold on, let's cue in this song real quick. Cue something in here, guys. Where is it? Here we go. Hold on, I got a perfect song. F you.
Straight out the gate, messing with Milan. Now you sealed your fate. We've been riding with the club through the thick and the thin. But you walk in the door and it don't feel like a win. You treat it like a business, but it's more than a check. We got history at heart, you disrespecting the deck. Selling off the legend, straightening out the core. Milanista pride, you ain't feeling no more. We ain't some franchise, we the kings of the game. You can wear the suit, but you don't wear the name. So we out in the stands, calling you on your bluff. We die for the badge, but enough is enough.
F you.
You don't know the streets, messing with Milan. Now you feel the heat. Here platoon, thought you had our back, but you left us hanging. Now we on attack. F you, Ibra, man, what's the deal? You was all lying, now you switch for the meal. Talking like a legend, but you play.
All right, I think everybody's got the point. My feelings about Redbird and Fonseca. All right. This falls on them as well. This loss. This season. This project. You expect to compete. You're talking about competing. And you keep talking about how we want to compete and how Forlani came out in an interview. We talked about this before, saying we want to be like Real Madrid and be competitive. Come on now, son. We're not stupid. And Ibra as well. These are the moves that they've made in the summertime. The plays they've gotten last summer, for selling Tonali. What do we got in return? One ball of a player out of that whole Mercado in Pulisic. Chucky is getting better. The verdict's still out on Chucky. For 21 mil, I expected more out of him. So, like I said, but Pulisic's worth every penny. Musa, not it. Los Cheeks is not it. And I don't care what they do offensively. If you can't defend on a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3, whatever hell formation you want to play, because those midfielders are the heart of the team. They dictate almost everything. If you have a shitty midfield, this is the results you're going to get. This is what kind of team you're going to get, unfortunately. And we all want Milan to win, most of us. And there's some Milan fans out there that, and I see their point, would rather see the team lose. Because to show that Redbird, to expedite maybe the movement of a Redbird out so they can quit and say, shit, this is too much for us, and they get Fonseca out. I don't want our team to lose. Do I know our team would lose today? Yeah. We didn't have a chance, especially once we knew Pulisic was out of the game, especially since Gabi was out of the game. Deo, Tijani, key pieces. But regardless, you have to play what you have. And this is the depth. We have zero depth. And you're pushed to you have to put Musa as a right back in an important game. Granted, he didn't make any costly mistakes. That's where your depth at. And the midfield is atrocious. Besides Fofana, who had a decent game today, he had a couple off games, but he's all right. He's a decent signing. But the key word is decent. These are not phenomenal players. They're not anybody that we're going to talk about in the next 20, 15 years, like we talked about the other great midfielders that we've had in the past, the great defenders we've had in the past. All right. Even Gabi, who I love to death as a player, is serviceable. Yes, he made the national team, but he's not on the same level as a Scalvini, as a Calafiori. Those guys. If we're just sticking with Italian defenders, even Lucumi, who plays for Bologna, is a better center back than Gabbia. And I love Gabbia to death. He's one of our guys. Compared him to Pavlovic and Chow, yeah, he's an all-star. Because he knows where to be on the pitch. He's defensively aware. He's got a good head on his shoulder. And he stays focused most of the time. To get caught out like that in the first 5 minutes of the game like that and give up an easy goal is embarrassing. And Gamotosu, all right, anybody who knows Greek, you know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Gamotosu ti manasu pustides. Yeah, you Furlani, you Jerry, you Ibra, Fonseca as well for taking this job knowing you're out of your fucking depth. Fonseca. Nah. Atafate. Pustides. All right? And this goes out to anybody else that wants to call me or anybody else that on the show or any other podcasters that support our view calls us fake fans. Not as well. Because I've never called you fake fans. Not once. If I disagree with your points, I think it's, again, crazy that you're supporting Redbird. Yeah. I think it's crazy that you think we're going to win the Scudetto or any trophy. Yes, but I've never once in my life called you fake fans. Yeah, Carmelo knows what's up, Malakas. Malaka Pustides. And this is like a double whammy. Nah. Pustides. For ruining this club. Turning this club into a joke. I'm not just talking about this one game. This is a long-term problem. And the fact that we got January, we're back. How many points right now? Let's take a look at the points. Table-wise, where the hell is it when you need it? Stats, table. Napoli's sitting on 25 points. They've won 5 in a row. They're playing Gasparini's team next. That should be a fun game. That'd be an interesting match to watch. With Napoli's low block versus Atlanta's high-powered machine. And we are, boys, we're sitting... we're at 11 points behind. 11. With a goal difference of 5. You're not going to win jack squat with that goal difference. They're at 13 already. They're starting to separate themselves from the rest of the league. Inter's at 18. And Inter's playing Empoli next. We're playing Monza. Unese's in front of us. They're playing Venezia. Lazio's in front of us. They're playing Como. At Atlanta's playing Monza next. They're sitting at 16. Fiorentina's at 16. Even Fiorentina and at Atlanta have better goal differences. Atlanta has 10. Fiorentina is at 11. And you got Juve sitting there at 17 points. They're playing Parma next. And sniffing right on our fucking backside, our butts here, is Torino. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Hold on. I'll be back in a second, all right? Hold on, boys. I'll be right back. All right. Make sure I'm not on mute. All right, we're good. All right, in a minute, I'm going to kick this off. I'm going to share a link in the chat, fellas, so we can get some of you on this post-game rant show. So you guys can vent out to the world here. Fonseca was never big enough. He was a symptom of a club desperately trying to keep a profit at the end of the season, profit at the cost of scoring ambition. F you, Red Turd. 100 million% lab. Exactly. We're just talking about. It's like me. I think we all been there where you apply for a job, you know you're way over your head, and you fake it till you make it. And Fonseca faked it till he made it. He faked it with that master class and the interviews about the apps and algorithms and shit. I'm sure that's something that Redbird saw. And they're like, wow, he's the perfect candidate. All right. Let's get him. He's desperate for a big-time job to come back to Serie A and to prove himself. And prove to everybody, to himself, obviously to his ego, that he can coach in Serie A, one of the most competitive leagues in the world, one of the most tactical leagues in the world. All right, it's not easy to win in Serie A. I mean, that's why how many foreign coaches have you seen win in Serie A? Not many, off the top of my head. Mostly Italian coaches win the league. All right, because it's more about X's and O's, about managing. It's about so many different things, so many different levels to coaching, especially coaching in this league alone. And Fonseca faked it till he made it. He made it. He knocked the interview out of the park. I'm sure he impressed them with what they wanted to hear from him. He got the job. He wasn't going to turn it down. There was nobody else really competing with him. He didn't have any of the other candidates we were really looking at. And this is what we have. And as he tried to make some adjustments, yeah, with the midfield, having Fofana pinching in the back and covering the other midfielder from the back when you're playing that 4-2-3-1, little things like that I've noticed. He's trying to fix up things in there, especially when dropping Fofana back sometimes between the two center backs to prevent us from getting countered. But overall, he's not the coach for a long-term project to be competitive. All right. And listen, even like the 06-07 team, the team that I first fell in love with, the 06 team, when they won the Champions League in 07, I think they finished in fourth place, I believe. But if you look at that team was stacked to the gills. What's up, Fadinho? Fadinho bar hopping. He's two-timing everybody, Fadinho. Good seeing you, Fadinho. In a second, fellas, everybody in the chat, I'm gonna post the links so you guys can jump on for the Rossoneri Rumble. All right. But let me finish my rant real quick. Where was I? So yeah, Fonseca, he tried to make some adjustments, but he doesn't have the level of coaching that we need. He's not the coach, right? If you can, like I said, yeah, finishing in fourth place like the 06 team, if you look at like finishing fourth, but look at the team they had. Look at the coach that they had. And they won the Champions League the next season. They got their revenge in Athens. And they were competitive. Now we're 11 points back in November. 11. Not 8, not 7, not single digits. 11. And I know some fans out there got happy. We won a couple games here and there. But overall, the product is still not there. We don't have the team. We don't have the ambition. And this falls again on Redbird. Redbird and their bullshit. Redbird and their bullshit for not having an Italian core. They don't tell me, yeah, Daniel Maldini, somebody we could have gotten back. Don't tell me he's not better than some of these players that we currently have on the team. He wouldn't be a good addition off the bench. Now, you want to talk about conspiracy theories? Aiden? We can get into that in a second. Right now, actually. They didn't want Maldini back because his last name is Maldini. They wanted to erase the name Maldini from Milan. How about that for conspiracies? How about the fact that they're allergic to Italian players? They didn't target one during the offseason. There were plenty out there to get. And don't tell me they're not worth it. They're too expensive. That's bullshit. That's absolute nonsense. So again, na pusti this. Because we had a team to compete. We had a project in place. And they tore it apart. Completely. Piece by piece. Now, let's not even talk about the Yankee BS with that collaboration. Let's not talk about the stadium bullshit that we might end up sharing a stadium with Inter. So all these promises, we're going to get our own stadium and more BS that Jerry's blown up our ass. More smoke. Like he's going to build stadiums throughout Italy. You're not. Tough guy. Jerry's not doing any of that. Perfect. There is no escaping truth. None. Ibra, Mancati, Frulani, and Fonseca need to fuck off. Fanculo e tutti. John, Lab, well done. That's well said. Perfect. And we got, like I said, we got these next games coming up. We got some Champions League games coming up. We got Real Madrid coming up. I don't know how long they're going to decide to keep Fonseca on. I know some fans think out there we should give him a full season. We should give him a chance to implement his tactics. What tactics? He's added little layers here and there. All right? He's added some layers to his tactics, but nothing new. Not to the level of Motta, not the level of goddamn Inzaghi, not in the level of Pep, not in the level of even Vanoli from Torino. They have less talent than us, and they're right behind us. They're tied on 14 points. Torino. This is where coaching is important, because someone like Vanoli, who plays a similar system to Ngazi, into Kante, with the back three, who study them. He's like a copycat of those two coaches. With that talent that Torino have compared to us, they're at 14 points. Torino, a team that we lost to, by the way, in the beginning of the season. A team that some of us have the audacity to shit on, and that yet they're tied for 14 points with us currently. And they're playing Roma next. Lab, all I'm trying to say, Lab, is I'm comparing, we should be where everybody's shitting on these other teams, other Milanisti out there. Saying, oh, look at Torino, look at this team, how bad they're performing, oh, this team. Yo, the talent that we have, if we had a better coach, that's where I'm trying to get to. If we had a coach like even Vanoli, an Italian coach with his tactics, we could be easily at second place, third place. We could be within striking distance of Napoli right now. That's the way to go. And Vanoli is an affordable coach. Is he going anywhere? No. But that's the point I was trying to make. What's happening? This is so sad. We played so well. We didn't even manage to score universe against the faith. The score that the universe is against us. Have faith. Look, the universe is not against us. That's not luck. This is not having to do zero with luck. This is our team was not prepared to play Napoli, not prepared, knowing the way they were going to play, not being prepared to break down and to finish our chances. That has nothing to do with luck. That has to do with the inability of our players, the way they're being tactically prepared, the way they're practicing during the week. Because those two goals that we ate, especially that first goal, was on Fonseca and the team. It's not a secret what Napoli is trying to do the last few games, the way they've been playing. They sit back, they try to hit you with Lukaku, and Lukaku either turns on his man and goes like a freight train, or he kicks it out to his wings. And we weren't prepared for that. And that falls on Fonseca and the players that we have. Because you're sitting there starting a game with Chow and Pavlich out of your fucking mind. All right, guys, I'm actually going to share the invite here. If everybody wants to hop on, please do so. I see Gio's in the house. Gio's in here. Gio, stay for locked in. What's good, Gio? Gio from coast to coast. Absolutely, 100%. I'm not forgetting that. You know where I stand on this, Lab. We've had our discussions on other podcasts. I mean, this is 360. We've had our discussions in the chats. And this is why I'm doing this show. I could easily say, you know what? F this. I'm going to go hang out with my kid right now. I actually got off work early today to do this. I actually, had some time off. And I asked my boss, hey, can I take off early today? I signed off early because I work from home. So I can do this. Because I know there was people that wanted to vent out and hear me vent out and get their thoughts out. So that's the word. I'm doing this for everybody. And most of us in this chat, except for Aiden that was here earlier, with his crazy conspiracy theories, where I think we're all in the same boat. We hate Redbird. We've hated from day one. And the fact that this club, this management is more focused on their stupid Yankee logo collab, selling merch in the United States, designing, disrespectful third kits, claiming it's Milanismo. Putting Ibra, given the position that he's in, he has no business being there at all. None. Zero. So guys, fellas, so I put it's the chat. Listen, if you guys want to hop on, anybody, Lab, Geo, say your piece. You guys are welcome to. I'll be on for we'll keep it going for another 15, 20 minutes. Kids nowadays don't even know what it means supporting a club like Milan. You just can't settle for mediocrity. Hell yeah. And listen, it's if we were in fourth place, fifth place, but we had a good team, a team with a project. If we were playing and I said this at the beginning of the season, I think a few of us too from Milanista 360 were on the same level. We said, yeah, our expectations is to get some of these young players out in the field, to get them real minutes, not these minutes that Kamada is getting. He's playing, in the 87th minute, meaningful minutes against, mid-level teams maybe, where he has a chance to shine. But you're putting him in a 2-0, you're down 2-0. You put him in this 87th minute. What do you expect the kids to do when Napoli's playing in a low block and not taking any chances at that minute? Yeah, I know, Carmelo. Restream doesn't work for you. It hates your phone. I'd be all right if Liberali was playing, if Zeroli was playing, if he was, actually playing, not sitting on the bench, just catching Z's and just, not doing anything on the bench. He's understanding something. He's gaining experience from that perspective, training with the first team, yeah, all that stuff. But we were promised that these kids would get a chance. We promised that they were going to have a path between the Futura team and the senior team. We haven't seen that at all. Today wasn't the day for them to play. There's been other chances, other opportunities for them to play. Other chances for Zeroli to play. Other chance for Voss, this kid that we keep talking about, that was highly touted, and everybody was, sweating over when we signed him. He hasn't seen the pitch at all. Liberali, who tore it up in the summertime, hasn't sniffed the grass, the pitch. And that was Fonseca's. That was one of the main reasons they hired him. If we had that, if he would have at least seen those players play, have a glimpse of the future in the next few years of the team, have some promise. Like, you know what, this year sucks. All right, at least there's a project in place. But the fact that you're putting these players that have no value to the team back on the pitch again and again and again. All right, I got Labs here.
Hey, what's up, Nicko?
What's up, Lab?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Loud and
clear. Good.
What's going on,
Excellent.
Lab?
Listen, man, it's late for me, so I'm just going to be quick with this message, right? I want everyone to remember this. We're going to have easier games coming up. We're going to win them, most likely. Don't take your eyes off the target. Don't think for 1 minute when the wins come in that everything is sorted, that Fonseca is all right. The club is heading for a disaster. It's as simple as that. With this ownership and management in place, the club is heading for utter chaos. And we've got Monza the weekend. My prediction, we win it. Then we got Real Madrid. Prediction, we get slaughtered. But then, as I've said with Shane, most likely what's going to happen is we make top 24 in the Champions League and we go into the knockout phases. Depending where that goes, we might make it through to playing 10 games, which is a good amount of revenues for Redbird. Remember the old Champions League format, we would play something like 6 matches, and then they'd expect a few knockout rounds in the Europa League, right? That was good enough for them. Remember what Redbird told Maldini, yeah?
I
So
remember.
don't take your eyes off the real problem here. The wins will come because the easier games will come. That does not mean that Fonseca is steering the ship in the right direction. It does not mean that Moncada, Forlani, Ibrahimovic know what they're doing. That's all I want to say here. Just remember really clearly, we are heading for an absolute disaster with this ownership. All they're interested in is at the end of the year to be in profit, whether it's 1 million euros or anything. Scaroni let it out the bag again this week. 450 million in revenues, 4 million in profit. That is why Fonseca is there, not footballing reasons. The club is not being run based on sporting success. And because of that, don't let anyone be fooled into thinking that when the victories come against the weaker teams, that our team is suddenly sportingly serious. It really isn't. That's all I wanted to say, Nicko.
Flab, you hit it on, right? You're absolutely 100% right on every point that you made. I think everybody in this chat can agree with you on that. And for me too, from just take it in a different route. Even if we win those games, I want to see if we're not making progress, we're making the same mistakes. And I know I'm getting off the point a little bit. I want to get off Redbird for a second, but speaking from like a tactically long-term plan of the team, if Fonseca stays, if I'm seeing that, if we keep saying the same message, the same mistakes again and again and again, and mind you, remember in the beginning of the season when Fonseca made his first conference, he talked about he noticed the problems with the team defensively. He wanted more balance. Where is that? We're seeing the same old stuff again and again. And I don't want to hear, well, he needs more time. No, it's not about time. He's had plenty of time with his team because he's not the right coach. And like you said, Lab, they knew it. The guys who made the final decision on this to approve this hiring knew this.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, what gets to me is even if we get another coach, we sign, say, I don't know, Christ, let's just say Constance which is a pipe dream, or I don't know, sign De Zerbi. All right, let's throw some big names out there for a second. Do we really think that Redbird is going to back up that manager?
No,
With the
never.
play? Hell
never,
no.
ever.
They're
Never,
gonna,
ever.
He might do a better job with the players that he has, sure. But he's not got the players that he wants. Do you think Fonseca, I mean, and this is not all Fonseca. Fonseca is a big problem, but do you think Fonseca for 1 second wanted Emerson Royale as his right back when he went from Thiago, when he had the Thiago Santos? And he had the kid Euro, the center back who got injured for Man U. These two highly promising, like talented kids on his back line, and he's going to this now.
See, I think Nicko, people are giving Fonseca too much credit, and they're giving the club too much credit for talking about Fonseca for footballing reasons. We all know the truth. Fonseca is not there for footballing reasons, Nicko.
No, he's not.
Just break it down to the basics. 2.5 million, yes, man. He will always say RLC is really important. He will always say Musa's got great potential. He will say whatever he is told to say. He will use any player that he is given and pretend that they are actually useful. Yeah, it's Absolute garbage. The entire project is trash. And you know what? Truth is just painful because it's showing itself. That's all again, don't take your eyes off the prize here. Ciao, Carmelo. Ciao.
Take care, Carmelo. Good seeing you.
The truth is all there. It's for everyone to see. The moment this club, this team on the sporting side is stress tested, it will fail because it's been set up to fail. It's not been built by anybody that understands sport. I mean, that's basically it, Nicko.
No, they came in. They bought this club. Under Elliott, and with not knowing anything, even like the basics of running a team in Europe at all, especially running a club like us. Like, whatever he decided to do with that with Toulouse, he's trying to do the same thing with us. You can't sit there and manage Toulouse, which is a small French club, to Milan. You can't compare the two. And try these BS algorithms and focus more about marketing in the U.S. and putting these U.S. and playing at Yankee Stadium, and then at the end of the day, slowly tearing the team, the core of the club. All right, let me get to this real quick. Offensively, to a certain degree, yeah. Defensively, no. That first goal was nonsense. I said it before, because you have two center backs that have no business starting for this club, especially together. And we didn't know how to break the low block. So tactically, no, we failed, because Conti is a much clear as Fonseca, even on Conti's worst day. So Abdullah, thanks for your comments, but I disagree 100,000%. Tactically, everything's wrong with this club. This whole project, like Lab said, is slowly being exposed. A lot of us saw it coming from earlier on the season. And I'm hoping more Milanisti out there open their eyes and start seeing this as well. Because this is just bigger than X's and O's and about winning. This is about the club. This is about Milan as the badge, the players that came before. And the fact that we have an ownership that doesn't respect anything, and trying to make it into an American club. You know what? Matter of fact, I said it before. If Fonseca, the Redbird and them, they're better off running a MLS team, John. Because on the MLS, you know what? You can finish top 8, go to the playoffs, and make your revenue. Nobody cares about if you finish first place. Nobody remembers if you finish first place in the season. Nobody cares in American sports. Great, you won your division in American sports. Yeah, cool. Nobody cares at the end of the day. You still go to the playoffs. You still make an extra revenue, and that's what they care about. Most teams and most franchises, most fans too. Oh, my team made the playoffs. Cool. Who gives? European football is not like that, especially at a club like us that I know it's been a long time since we've been a winning club, right? But where's that drive to be there again?
Can I just Nicko, say something about Napoli, right? So Napoli under Conte, I think a lot of people are making the mistake of thinking that they would be identical to Napoli under Spalletti. No, they are not the club playing expansive football, aggressive football. They're a much more subtle team that actually let the opponents have a lot of the ball and let the opponents attack them. They are not the same team as against Spalletti. So people thought, like today, people are like, oh, we dominated them. They beat Lecce 1-0. I just got to make the point here. They are just getting results and getting through them. But the other thing I want to say, Nicko, about Napoli, I'll just finish this point off and then
Yeah, please go ahead, Bob.
They have built this lead in the league because their fixture list is incredibly beneficial. It's incredibly light. But now, with this game, starts their true challenges in the league. So they're going to be facing all of the top teams coming up now. So we're about to see a test of Conte and a test of their metal. But a lot of people, I think, came to this match thinking that Napoli were like the Napoli that Spalletti got them to play. They're not at all. At all. They are, as I said, a much different defensive unit as well. Yeah. And so, and even I, as a non-tactician, I can see that. And I've been watching that and I've been thinking, well, they need to build a lead because these fixtures are really easy for them. Because I think in the coming games, they're going to start dropping points. I'm not even 100% sure that they're going to be winning the league, if I'm honest. Yeah. But they're going to be there or thereabouts because of that manager. We, on the other hand, are going to be at a serious risk of being out of the top four.
And Fadini makes a good point. Conte, he knows how to win. He's playing the long game. Just like you said, Spalletti, and we're seeing with the national team that they're much more explosive team. All right, they played much faster under Spalletti. Conte is playing that low block, which is very Catenaccio style, right? Very 1980s, early 90s Serie A type of football, which some people may not like. People think it's an eyesore. But for me, as a defensive tactician, somebody who likes defense, that's not easy to play for 90 minutes. And for regardless of your opponent, to do it over 5-6 games and not give up any goals, you gotta. That's respect right there. As much as we want to hate it, because at the end of the day, you got to show that you can beat that low block. And we didn't have the players, because if we had the right players and the right tactics, we would have finished our chances today.
Yeah, we could have. Honestly, it was there.
It was there. Pulisic had a good chance in front of goal. He shot it out wide because the pressure. As much as Pulisic has been great, he was off. Leao wasn't that great. Morata, like I said earlier, he had that one opportunity. He was offside. That was his only big chance in the game. And to what the other guy Abdullah said, we dominated the midfield because Napoli, that's their game. They'll sit back. And you got to remember, Real Madrid, when they played Man City in the second leg of last year's Champions League, Carlo played a similar system. He played to win the game. He sat in a mid block, then went to a low block, and they absorbed pressure for 90 minutes against Man City, and they beat them. Because that's what high-quality coaches do. They set their team up for success. And you may be right. Long term, they may not win the title because of their depth and things like that. But who knows what they're going to do in January? The January market's coming up. Let's see what we do in the January market too. I have zero trust, zero faith in Moncada to do anything of worth. All right, Lab, take it easy. I know it's late. It's almost midnight. Cool.
See you later,
Lab,
son.
all right, take it easy.
Bye.
All right. If anybody else wants to join the chat, you guys are more welcome to. Yeah, Fadinho. Zion's here. What's up, Zion? The real problem is who's building the team. Yeah, as far as we know, Moncada's part of it. He's the one, according to sources, he's picking these players. Like that's his role is to pick the players. He's the head scout or whatever, technical director, whatever the fuck he is right now. But at the same time, Zion, you need to adjust. Good coaches are flexible. Great coaches are even more flexible. We've seen Pep, how many times he's changed over time. We see Inzaghi, the tactical change that he makes all the time to his team, depending on who's out, who's in, what's working, and what's not working. And yet, Fonseca, he's had all this time with his team. And I don't want to hear this nonsense. Oh, give him a season. Give him till this. No. Give him till 4 years. Look what Klopp did. And Klopp had 4 years. But Klopp had fucking world-class players too. He brought up Trent Alexander. He had Salah. He had Virgil van Dijk over time. Look and he had, look at the fuck. And that, I don't want to give Fonseca that much time. How much are we willing to just lose the season? If we're going to lose the season now, or we're going to give up on the season, play the kids. I'm not going to say it again, play the kids. If we're going to go out and lose by 20 points again, out of first place, or 25, and finish in fourth and fifth place, barely scratch the top four, I'd rather see the kids play. I'll be happy to watch them. Ricardus, good seeing you. In January, they'll spend $5 million on some bum. Yeah. They ain't spending the money on Ricci. They're not spending the money on somebody like Coyote to take over Emerson's spot. And Emerson, Coyote's not getting any playing time at Fiorentina. That's a coach's decision, but the kid's talented as hell. And I don't want no bum EPL players on this team anymore. The only I don't want these mid-level defenders coming in. Like I said, most EPL defenders are not good. There's some good players out there, but especially right backs, there's a few, but not much. And all the ones that are worth anything in the EPL are way out of our price range. How about we focus on if they were serious about putting a team together, especially structuring a team defensively, you would get a player within Serie A. And there's some noise now, like we're interested again in Johnny Cardozo, the kid who plays for La Liga. He's an American kid, and I've talked about him in the past. He's good at recovering balls. He's a strong defensive, but again, he's another mid-level player. And unless you're looking to play, four midfielders, if you really want to be, if Fonseca was a tactical genius, like some people think he is, he would go to a 3-back system. Play 3 in the back, throw in 4 midfielders, so they can cover up their deficiencies. The other, like Tajani's deficiency defending, lost his cheek deficiency if he's playing, or Musa's deficiency and not be able to defend. And you cover that up. You mask your midfield. And you can throw somebody like Cardozo in the mix. But again, that's not going to change anything. And if you look at stat-wise, even Fofana's not up there. And I'm going to touch on Fofana next week on his stats, comparing him to other players in his position. And if you look at him, comparing him to Gravenberch from Liverpool, who plays in the same role as him, he blows them away. That's the kind of players that you need. To sit there and look and fool the fan base and saying this is a team that's going to compete. Because again, we're not, like Lab said, the big picture, this club, this management is not here to win. They could care less. Just get by, do the bare minimum, finish top 4, top 5, win a few games in Champions League, get some extra cash revenue from ticket sales, sell a couple new shirts. So especially some the newer fans out there, the tourists that come into Milan, and to the American fan base and to people in Indonesia and stuff like that, and call it a day. Because if Redbird, if Jerry was halfway serious, he would have canned Ibra. He's opening his mouth time and time again, acting like Fonzie and saying all these stupid quotes and being an idiot online. Would have hired a a sporting director with experience. Somebody knows the league. Somebody knows how to scout players in Serie B, Serie C, players from smaller clubs in Serie A that have really good talent, and signed up. Bring them on. Even if you loan them out for a season to that team to get some experience, you bring them after a season, you evaluate the kid, and you bring them on. So again, nata fate ga moto su pustides. That's for Redbird and for Fonseca for being way out of his depth. Fonseca, do me a favor, resign, pack up your shit, pack up your bags, and get out of town. Go coach a team that's more of your level, son. Because this ain't it. Milan's way above your pay grade. You're not cutting it. Thanks for your service. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for trying your best, but you're not cutting it. I'm sorry you're not getting the support from management, but also this is on you as well. All right. I'm gonna cut this. We're about an hour and 17 minutes in, so we're cooking with some serious gasoline. Real quick thing, let's go over our next couple of games. So we got Monza we got Monza coming up on the 2nd, Madrid on the 5th, Calgary on the 9th, 23rd. We're playing Juve. That's a test right there. Playing our old teammate, our old player Kalulu. Then we got Champions League action again. It's on the 26th. Against Slovan Bratislava. Then we're playing Napoli and Sassuolo the 3rd, Coppa Italia. So that rounds up the next few games until right before the holidays, right? And like we said, like Lab said, and we talked about again on this pod, don't be fooled by any of these results. Look at the deck. Look at two things. I'm going to look at two things personally. All right, Fadinho, good seeing you. All right, I'm gonna cut this in about 5 minutes. Yeah. Yo, even fucking Lazio Fiorentina. I don't even think he's Fiorentina's level, man. Fiorentina's got a better project than we do. Fiorentina's ahead of us. They could actually play some pretty football. They could see if they got a system in place. They believe in their manager. And our players don't. I don't care what anybody says. Ugh. So I know we disagreed a couple of times, but yeah, I don't see fucking Van Bubble either. Or that. Or they go in for dental work, then seeing Van Bommel as a coach. Or they get punched in the liver, then seeing Van Bommel coach this team. What I was saying, these next few games, there's two things I'll be looking at besides just the big picture of this project, right? How we're going to play. Is Fonseca going to be able to make any changes? We haven't seen it make any huge improvements tactically to really improve this team, especially defensively. Defense wins championships. Again, defense wins championships, goal differences. If you've seen the teams that won their leagues in the last few years, it's about goal differences. If they can get the goal differences up there over 18, 20, you're guaranteed to win the league 99.9% of the time. If we had a much higher tactical coach, yeah, they would make these changes, and we would see the next few games those changes being implemented. But regardless, if we're winning these couple games, and I'm seeing the same garbage again and again, the same mistakes, The same things in the defense, the lapses, especially from the two other midfielders or other midfield, depending on playing a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, whatever the hell formation it is. Formation changes because when we're coming out of our press, we're playing a 4-2-4 most of the time. This is going to be guaranteed a nail. It's going to be a telling sign. Hopefully it opens everybody's eyes, the rest of Milan fans out there, that Redbird and Fonseca have no business in Milan if we don't see any changes being made tactically. This is going to really expose the whole project. And the sad thing is, we're not seeing, I know there's been rumors that, Redbird may not be able to make their payments, and I'll see when I believe it. But I'll tell you what, the day Redbird leaves, right? The day I see Jerry packing up his shit, Ibra packing up his bags and heading back to fucking wherever he's, go back to Switzerland that you claim for, or back to Serbia because you're Serbian, or whatever. Focus on your sporting centers and futsal and all the other shit that you got going on. That's the day. And Fonseca too. But more importantly, when I see Redbird out, I'm going to be doing, I've said it before, I'll be popping champagne live and smoking a cigar. That's what we'll do. I'll be popping champagne, but I'll be popping Cristal up in here. And playing Redbird fucking diss songs all for an hour and a half. And then even better if Maldini comes back, which that would be like a storybook and like, something out of a fucking fairy tale. See Maldini riding in and kicking Jerry out and running the club with some experienced people. I'm cooking everybody that's gone after Maldini as well. Because there's some Milanista out there, which is insane to me, that are still going after Maldini. Let it be. Honestly, it's getting old. It's getting super old. All right, I'm going to cut it down in a second here, guys. Let's take a couple more comments. This shit wants to work. It doesn't want to work. Here we go. If Real gets rid of Carlos, should we try and get him? Sorry, guys. All right, I gotta go in a little bit, but like I was Ricardo saying, should we go after Carlo? Well, I like to, but let's be honest. With this current management, even want to afford Carlo? No, it's a pipe dream. I don't know what Carlo's current salary is, but Jerry's never going to do that in a million years, ever. And second of all, I think Carlo's on his end, man. I think tactically speaking, I think he's had enough. I think he's gone to, it's like we're Klopp near the end of his time with Liverpool. You get to a point as a coach, some coaches anyways, when you've been around that long, as Carlo has, you get stuck in your ways. I know his son has helped him out tactically a couple times in Real Madrid defensively, setting up the defensive tactics and stuff like that. But I think Carlo is just at the end of his career. Yeah, that was my kid. She wants attention. All right. What I was saying, yeah, I don't see Carlo coming, but Carlo is at the end of his career. I think you see what's going on with Real Madrid. He's having a hard time adjusting, missing somebody like Kraus, right? Dictating, being that general in the midfield. They're struggling, Madrid. So I think after this season, I think Carlo's going to be done. And I know Madrid fans are asking for his head, which is insane. I think Madrid needed a dose of reality, Real Madrid fans, and actually get a coach like ours for once. They've been spoiled with Carlo. They were spoiled with Zidane. They've been spoiled with all these Champions League victories, competing every year, being competitive every season, affording the best players every season. All right. And now, even after he's won Champions League titles in the last few years, right, they're calling it lucky. Listen, if there's any La Liga fans, La Liga fans, if you're listening to this or after the show, or Madrid fans, especially Madrid fans, you're spoiled brats. If you think Carlo has won those Champions League titles with those teams, luck. That's not luck. Luck has to do a little bit of it, a piece, but the one thing Carlo's good at is managing players. I know he's having a hard time managing his players now. Right? I think he may be out of touch with these newer generation of kids a little bit, like Bellingham and Mbappe. Because Mbappe looks like he's not quite fitting into the team. Yeah, Mbappé's dude, he's not clicking at all with that squad. But I don't see Carlo coming to the team at all. I don't know who's going to come in. What's up, ML? Your first time to the show. Welcome to the show. De Zerbi, Motta, Cancel, Tuchel, Saracante, all available in summertime. They choose this guy. Look, let's cut through each candidate real quick. De Zerbi, I think he was affordable. I know he would have been a good choice, being he bleeds red and black. Motta would have been a good choice as well. I think he was affordable in terms of, but he's got really good ideas. He's a tactically strong coach. You're seeing him implementing his ideas at Juve slowly. I think they're just missing a striker, actually. I know he's not in love with Vlahovic there. Sal would have been a good choice. We went over him over the summertime. He's good. He's got good defensive structure as well. Would have been a good choice. Tuchel, yeah, super tactical coach. I just don't like the fact that he throws players under the bus. Sorry, yeah, another one. Conte was never going to happen. Conte's personality would have bumped heads too many times with Ibra. Imagine Ibra and him and Conte going after during the season. We already have like a bunch of bullshit going through the club right now. Imagine Conte and Conte and Ibra working together. That was never going to happen. And Klopp, we don't got the players for it. Man, he would break down our players, Ricardus. He would destroy them. That rock and roll, high octane game that he plays. Unless they gave him full reign on they would have gotten the players that he exactly needed for his system. They ain't cutting it. You would need a speedy right back, which we don't have. Two strong midfielders that could, cover a ton of space, recover balls, and every player committing to defend. And there's a couple players that don't defend consistently on the team for us. And that falls on the coach too, because he's not getting to the players. And we know who that is. Leao's one of them. Consistently, he does not defend. If you want to press high and counter press just like Klopp does at that pace, You need all 10 players on the field to commit. So it wouldn't work unless you restructure the whole team. Oh, look who it is. What's up, Roy? Let's go. This is what I got to say about Fonseca. Nah, fate que si Malaga. Good seeing you, Roy. Yeah, if anybody hasn't done so already, not familiar with Roy's channel, Rossoneri TV, check them out. They put some really good content out there, mostly post-game stuff. They're on the same level as us. We're, brothers in this fight. We see eye to eye with us on everything about the club. And their chat is pretty crazy too. It's pretty bananas there. What's up, chat? What is Ibra's job? Does anyone know? You know what he is? He's Jerry's fucking bodyguard. That's what he is. Jerry's using Ibra because Jerry likes to be around celebrities. He likes to be around like LeBron and The Rock and build his portfolio and brag to his friends. At parties and say, listen, I'm friends with so-and-so. I do business with LeBron. I do business with Ibra, who's the goat of Milan, and they'll buy his bullshit. So that's Ibra's job. Ibra's not doing a goddamn thing. He just opens his mouth online, says the stupidest fucking comments, dumbest stuff, has no class at all. Zero class. Zero. If you compare him to Maldini was class all the way. Maldini's he's a Mercedes-Benz, top of the line, and Ibra's a fucking, I don't know, a lemon of a car. That's what he is. He's the most obnoxious car. He's like a red fucking Corvette or a piece of fucking Nissan souped up. That's the obnoxious fucking exhaust pipe. That's what Ibra is compared to Maldini. Brothers in arms against circus. Yes, sir. I don't think they're even going to go after Alonso. Alonso is too smart not to come to Milan, not under this management. I think he's probably he might be going after, one day he might be coaching Bayern. I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't matter who they go after, fellas. It doesn't matter what manager we try to get. Let's get it out of our minds now. We're not going at any high-level manager. We're not going after Klopp. We're not going after Sarr. We're not going after Tuchel. None of those guys. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll admit it. But they're going to get some other yes man. They're going to bite their tongue. They're going to ride this out with Fonseca till God knows how long. Because they're too proud to admit they fucked up, and admit they don't care about winning, and keep running this fucking circus around, and write it out, and keep making excuses. And Fonseca too. How many times we've heard excuses as well from him? How many times he made he's brought up Pioli's name and how the team was built before, and he's got to get the players to play his way, and they're still stuck in Pioli's way. Get out of here with that. That's so unprofessional. It's like me blaming my former members at a team, my colleagues, people that I manage on my squad, my team at work. Well, you have bad habits because you're a previous manager. It's my job to get you to buy into my program. Same thing with Fonseca. But obviously, he doesn't have the ability. Because if you're a good quality coach, you'll be able to get your players to buy into your system. and this is for anybody I don't want to hear Pioli's name mentioned again. I don't want to hear anybody mentioning and comparing this team and the Scudetto winning team and saying this team on paper is better. They're not. On paper, on the field, they're not. That team they bled, they fought for every fucking ball. They knew what it meant to be red and black, to bleed red and black, to be Rossoneri. Most of these players on this current team are not on that level. We have some good individual players, yes. But collectively, they're not a team. And that falls on the coach, again, and that falls on management. Oh, my bad. I doubt it. I think his son's going to take over. I think the way the season's going for them, man, I don't know, unless they win the Champions League, unless he pulls another magic trick. And that what, you're going to call that lucky again if he wins another Champions League? No, that's talent. That's knowing how to make the right changes to your team. Because you regardless of if you have the best players or not, you still got to manage those players in the locker room. Get them to buy into your system. Get along. Get to play on the pitch together as a team. And if he's able to get around that and manage that team and get them back to the finals by missing one of their key players from last season, that's credit to him. I think they'll keep him. But if he gets knocked out early, I mean, they're going to advance top 8 for sure. I think Madrid. I'll be surprised in the Champions League, but I think, yeah, we'll see. But more importantly, I don't. Even if we do advance in the Champions League, who cares less? Because it's not this. We're not going to win jack shit. Long term, like I said, again and again and again, this project is garbage. It's straight basura. So I'm going to end it in a few minutes here. Like right now, actually, we're a minute 40 in. Everybody's locked into the show. Appreciate it. We had a good, thanks for everybody for keeping the chat alive. ML, Ricardo 16, Roy, Carmelo earlier. Who else? Make sure I get everybody here. Zion too, Fadinho always. Abdullah, thanks for popping in. Even Lab as well earlier today. MCIG, good seeing you as well. Yeah, everybody that locked into the show, thanks again. Really appreciate it. And I said, Milanista, don't keep your eye on the big picture. All right. If you haven't done so already, look at the big picture of this project. Look what Redbird's trying to do, what their real reason behind buying this club and their real ambitions is just making money. They could care less about the sporting side of this game. And get your head, and Fonseca is not the answer. He's out of his depth. All right. And regardless of what we do, and don't think we're going to make any big moves in the January market. We're not going. We need somebody. We're not going to pick up a right back or anybody worth it. We're going to keep. Remember, Sorrell probably be the starting right back next year, going into the 25 season. All right. I doubt we're going to get a left back to back up Theo. That's worth anything. We'll keep putting Tereshano out there. Come on. We're not going to add any real quality or depth to our midfield that we really need. All right, because we're not getting somebody like Ricci ever. Ricci's going to be going to Juve or somebody like that, or Inter. No, I don't even know Inter, because Inter's not spending money either, because they're owned by Americans as well. I can see him going to who knows, but Ricci's going to stay in Serie A most likely. Hopefully, he's going to go to another club that knows what it is, how important it is to have an Italian core. Because we don't. Which is fucking sad. All right, so stay strapped in, Milan Nation. Regardless of where you stand, I'm never going to call you a fake fan. You guys want to believe what you want to believe, but watch how this unfolds. And if you change your mind, but stick to your guns. If you're a Redbird supporter now, you're a supporter of Fonseca, all that noise. But if you jump on this ship, jump on this train, this bandwagon, stick to your guns. If you today you're changing your point, your stance on management, good for you, but stick to it. But if I see anybody out that I know, podcasters, whatever, go back and forth, like some of you have in the past, you're getting called out because you have no backbone. Have some backbone, have a spine, and stick to your conviction. If you're a Redbird supporter, stick with it. That's fine. I don't like it. I think it's crazy, but you know what? At least you have a conviction. At least you stand by what you say. But if you keep flip-flopping back and forth, then we have a problem. Then you're getting called out again and again. I could care less. I'm not here to make friends with other podcasters. I'm here to say my piece, talk about my, the taxes of the team, and, unite Milan fans regardless. All right. So with that being said, let's call it quits. We're in an hour 43. I think this is like the longest show we've had in a long time, man. Hold on, let me zip through here because I need something to run this board. God damn it. All right. Project Financial Scudetto and Ricci linked to Man City. Yeah, but so quick thing, Ricardo. Let me hit on this point. I've heard there's rumors too. They got the cash, obviously. I'd hate him to go there. Pep would ruin him. And he's not quite the same replacement as Rodri. He's not the same player. But cool. All right. Milan Nation. All right. Stay strong. Stay focused. Keep your eye on the ball and the big picture of this effed up project. All right. And F you, Redbird. Nah. And Fonseca, you're out of your depth, kid. All right. Later. And always Forza Milan. Later. All right. Stick around, actually, guys. If you guys want to, if you're into some music, I got some. Let me cue up this one last song for everybody. And this is dedicated to our, let's play. Let's call this. Let's play. What are we going to play? All right, let's play this. We'll play this track again. All right. Forza Milan. Take it easy.
Yeah, standing strong, never gonna fall. AC Milan, we give it all. Through the highs and the lows, we stay true. Red and black forever is what we do.
Yeah, from San Siro lights to the streets worldwide, we wear that red and black with Milan pride. No matter who's in charge, no matter who's coach, it's deeper than a game, it's a way to approach. You can change the name, you can switch the scene, but we still rep Milan, living that dream. Redbird came through, shook up the team. Maldini got cut, man, it felt like a scheme. But legends don't die, now they live in our heart, just like the love we got for the squad from the start. Ownerships rotate, but we never let go. AC Milan's in our blood, that's all we know.
No matter who's in charge, no matter who they bring, AC Milan's a song we'll always sing. They can break our hearts, they can tear us apart, but we'll always love Milan, that's who we are. Yeah, we'll always love Milan, that's who we are.
Yeah, Maldini was family that hit us hard. Like losing a king, man, they pulled his card. But you can't kill the spirit, the love we got for the team we ride for through every shot. It's not about who owns, it's not about who signs. It's about the badge, the legacy through the lines. From Gattuso's grit to Sheva's flair, every era we're loyal, everywhere. Whether we win or lose, we hold it down. Milan's our life, the kings of the crown. So fire who you want, change what you please. But the Rossoneri love is the air we breathe.
No matter who's in charge, no matter who they bring, AC Milan's the song we'll always sing. They can break our hearts, they can tear us apart, but we'll always love Milan, that's who we are. Yeah, we'll always love Milan, that's who we are. It broke our hearts right when Maldini was gone, but we stand tall cause Milan marches on. Red and black forever, it's more than just a game. We'll keep on fighting, repping that name.
Through the ups and downs, we remain loyal. Milan's in our blood, running through the soil. Ownership don't matter, coaches come and go. Milan's our heart, always in the flow. So let them fire legends, let them make the call. We still stand tall, repping Milan through it all.
No matter who's in charge, no matter who they bring, AC Milan's the song we'll always sing. They can break our hearts, they can tear us apart, but we'll always love Milan, that's who we are. Yeah, we'll always love Milan, that's who we are.
Yeah, Maldini was family that hit us hard. Like losing the king, man, they pulled his card. But you can't kill the spirit, the love we got for the team we ride for through every shot. It's not about who owns, it's not about who signs. It's about the badge, the legacy through the lines. From Gattuso's grit to Sheva's flair, every era we're loyal, everywhere. Whether we win or lose, we hold it down. Milan's our life, the kings of the crown. So fire who you want, change what you please. But the Rossoneri love is the air we breathe.
It broke our hearts, yeah, when Maldini was gone, but we stand tall cause Milan marches on. Red and black forever, it's more than just a game. We'll keep on fighting, repping that name.
Through the ups and downs, we remain loyal. Milan's in our blood, running through the soil. Ownership don't matter, coaches come and go. Milan's our heart, always in the flow, so let them